It's the end of the world as we know it, everyone, on Deep Dive Zone, a Sonic review series for fans of all shapes and sizes. I'm your host, Evan, joined as always by my co-hosts Lauren, Bruce, and Kayla, and today we are finally finishing off Sonic 06. It is 7-part long review, and my god, it
Holy
feels like it.
shit. Cannot believe this game took almost 2 months.
Uh,
Sounds about right, honestly.
it feels good for, to have it over though.
Yeah.
It's about commitment, you know? It's about proving that you can waste your time on something terrible.
I mean, I already knew I could do that, so.
I mean, I've wasted my time on terrible things before.
We've covered several Sonic Terrible Sonic.
Terrible.
In
Yeah,
the
that's
past.
true. It's true, we have, so,
Yeah, I suppose. And I guess by the end of this, one or more of us, in fact, probably all of us, will be saying, as bad as this game is, it might not be the least enjoyable Sonic game.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I stick
probably,
with that
yeah.
assessment I said before.
Yeah,
Alright, well,
that's, yeah.
we'll leave that for the conclusion, because last
Yes,
time we finished Shadow's story, and in true Sonic Adventure fashion, the full story isn't totally over yet.
Unfortunately.
All these endings have to converge on one big finale, and it does suck, so don't worry about that. But yeah, it's very funny. You know, you see final story with Sonic, Shadow, and Silver all together on the screen. That's not happening. Not looking like that.
It's true.
not for the first half.
Yeah. But so we begin with Mephiles, gone from Dusty Desert apparently, and securing the purple Chaos Emerald, or maybe he already had that one.
I think he already had it.
I think he already had it, but I was also telling my brother, like, this game is so convoluted, it's hard to keep track who has what emerald.
That is
Yeah.
very true.
That's
So
a
I'm
running
like,
joke with this
Mephiles
game.
had the purple emerald the entire time. Also, why didn't he just take care of like Sonic to begin with? It's so.
Well,
we haven't gotten there yet. We're
let's
about
not
to.
get
but we
ahead of
haven't-
ourselves here, because
No, but it's a question that you have the entire time that you're playing the game, though.
I think
Yeah.
it's not, because I think that you assume that he can't do what he's about to do here, because what he's actually doing with the purple emerald here is he's setting a trap. Because I suppose after the end of Sonic's story, even though it doesn't make sense because this isn't where they are, but Sonic and Elise are randomly walking through Soliana Forest.
Just for no seeming reason?
My best guess is that that's maybe where the cliffside they jumped off the egg carrier led to, except the problem with that is that you had to go through all of Kingdom Valley to get to the egg carrier.
They've been walking for a while.
I guess they have.
Except now that I'm thinking about it, that's not true, because they went through Aquatic Base to get on the egg carrier, and then it flew there, so I guess it flew past Kingdom Valley? Either way,
We need a comprehensive world map.
either way, the purple Chaos Emerald starts flashing wildly, electric soldier Porygon style.
Yeah, seizure warning.
Enough to blind Sonic and Elise from it. You know, this game didn't come with any kind of photosensitivity warning.
I think this is before
it-
games really started doing that.
I was gonna say it really should have.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, clearly Sonic needed one, because
Oh my-
Yeah.
now Mephiles rises out of the ground behind him and shoots a burning super death laser directly through his chest, and he dies.
Good.
Yep. So he just kills Sonic like that. That's all it took.
Mhm.
Should have stayed dead.
What
Oops,
was
spoilers.
what was Mephiles' plan exactly?
I don't know why you didn't just do this in the first place, honestly.
Exactly.
Okay, so if I have to defend the plot of this game, which I don't, but I will anyway, I think that Mephiles hadn't regained much of their strength. They obviously changed appearance after the end of Shadow's story. I think they were too weak to pull this off before.
I guess.
It would have been nice if, like, you know,
What
bygones,
made...
bygones, but like should have shown that in the game.
But he can time travel at will. What's the...
I mean, I don't know.
Oh
maybe
yeah, time
maybe...
travel doesn't require as much energy as shooting
A laser
shooting
beam.
out
Well, that's not my
laser.
point, is that why did you do all of this convoluted stuff to get some other people to kill Sonic if you could just go do it?
He wasn't
Yeah.
strong enough, was my point.
Yeah, but-
until
maybe he wanted it to be convoluted.
But why wait to do that in real time when you can time travel at will?
Because he's there
you
for
can't
the
time
drama.
travel your own personal timeline. That's not how time travel works. He can't just send his body in the future when his body is stronger. That's not how that works.
No, but why now? Why in the present? Why not kill Sonic earlier?
Because he was just fighting Shadow in the present, and so he didn't bother to time travel. He's like, I'm just gonna kill Sonic wherever he is right now.
Well, why fight Shadow? You don't need to do that either.
Maybe his plan was to get rid of Shadow, so there's no interference. Plus, he had that vendetta, and then once he figured Shadow was out of the way, then he was gonna go after Sonic.
I'm just saying, if Mephiles' main goal is to rejoin with Iblis and become Solaris again, he's taking a really, really long and convoluted and many dead ends path to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Listen,
And
people
people
get a game somehow.
Well, and people like to say that Memphis has a good plan.
Well, just because
I
why
wouldn't
do
say it's a good
anything with
plan.
Silver? Why do anything with Silver? You can just wait. Just wait.
I'm gonna be honest. Silver's entire plot kind of has no purpose.
And you
It
want
should
to know
have
something
been
else?
its own
You want something
game.
else? Somebody pointed out on one of our videos that the effects on Eggman's computer in the egg carrier are the same as the ones they use for Mephiles, implying that Mephiles is the reason the egg carrier crashes. So why is that like that?
Yeah, that's
Because that would imply, if we are still assuming that Mephiles can't rejoin with Iblis if Elise just dies, that he created his own fucking problem.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so like,
wait.
Which they never say that, to be clear.
Threw me through the loop.
Yeah, I thought for Silver's future, that all happened because Elise died and released Iblis.
What it did,
I thought that's true.
Yeah,
we
so
still
then
don't
Mephiles
know.
would be able to fuse with Iblis in that case, right?
Well, I don't know, because
or does it have to be like emotional related? And
well, that's the thing, is that they never say why Mephiles can't rejoin with Solar or Iblis in Silver's future. I assume it's because Elise dying doesn't count, but they never say that.
My brain hurts.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right, Devin. I think if Elise cries for some reason, it releases half of Solaris as Iblis, but it's wrong. The revival doesn't work or something, which is interesting because that means that Elise could have died at any time, and that would have made everything fine. Elise staying alive is part of the problem.
Yeah.
Well, we know what we gotta do, guys.
We gotta put Elise down.
Yeah.
Even though her dying is also part of it. It's just a choice between which god of destruction you want to destroy everything.
God.
I
mean, one is obviously worse, as we're about to see.
Well, yes, this is us moving forward. So yes, Sonic dies. I'm guessing the developers intended for this to look tragic or shocking or heartbreaking with the way the screen like shifts to red, all the audio cuts out, and it zooms
so
in
bad.
on Elise's face. It looks like a fisheye lens being applied to her head.
Yeah, no, it looks awful.
Which of course I did, and then I made it into our Twitter icon. But and of course I've been using it in these episodes for the dings whenever Elise gets kidnapped. But yeah, it's goofy and looks bad. And it also looks bad when this, she's like pushing at this rubbery mascot costume on the ground like Simba and Mufasa.
Oh my god.
I'd like to point out also that they don't actually animate Elise crying, which I feel like is the bare minimum to do.
Oh yeah, they probably should have.
They don't draw a tear, they just have her do a big no.
They didn't have the technology or the budget for it back then.
They didn't have the technology for true crying.
They animated Shadow crying in SA2.
It doesn't count.
The game,
the game was made in the future and set into the past.
The Dreamcast was the more impressive console.
Look way better. So
I fucking played
the future.
Played the Kingdom Hearts games. People cry in those all the time. Those were on the PS2.
Yeah, but that's anime. That's anime.
That's an anime.
Sonic is an anime.
No, it's not.
Sonic. No.
Sonic is not an anime.
Don't you know that Ken Penders invented Sonic, so it must be American?
Of course. I forgot. It's an American superhero cartoon.
Oh god. I almost spit out my water.
Anyway, the Elise clasps her hands together again because of course she does. She remembers her father's words about never crying. And then she does, obviously, so that should be the last thing she's thinking about, really. But yes, this releases the power of Iblis. It releases the flames of disaster for Mephiles to finally rejoin. So after all this, we hard cut back to Dusty Desert, where Shadow, Rouge, and Omega are looking over their work, beating all of the Mephilises into goo.
I find it hilarious that they have to show this and show Shadow like picking up their limiter rings again. Like he dramatically dropped them, and only to be like, "Oh shoot, I have to come pick those back up now."
Yeah, or else they'll explode.
Well, in
Yeah.
fairness, this is the first time in any Sonic continuity where he's removed them and put them back on without falling unconscious.
He's gotten stronger. I'm so proud of him.
He's gotten more restraint, maybe.
More immunity.
And so, I know we don't want to harp on it in Mephiles' plan anymore, but get this. Shadow goes to pick up the 2 Chaos Emeralds they won from the boss, but they just randomly disappear because Mephiles teleports all 7 to himself.
Why didn't he just do that previously?
Obviously, he can only do that now that he's rejoined with Iblis.
I guess, yeah.
You say obviously, I don't think that's obvious.
It's not obvious.
It's not obvious, but it does make
It's
sense.
not difficult to infer.
No,
You know,
it does
you
make
assume
sense.
that he's not a complete idiot, which I don't think he's supposed to be.
He
can
kind of
time
acts like
travel
he
at
is.
will. He seems to know where they are. He could at least go and grab them himself most of the time.
I mean, but Shadow's right next to those two, so
Yeah, he's got to do that just to style on
Well,
Shadow.
sure, but before, but also, let's know, by the way, he gets the red one. The red one isn't in this game outside of this cutscene.
Huh.
Just doesn't
Interesting.
exist.
Neat. Interesting.
I'm sure it's a case of he already had it or whatever, but just
Sure, yeah.
funny little note. But yes, Iblis and Mephiles are once again rejoined. The entire world, or at least just Soliana, probably the entire world. I don't know. We only see Soliana, but they are enveloped in the blinding light of Solaris, only to be swiftly followed by a shadowy world of darkness.
awfully convenient that all the major characters are here together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just dragged Silver back from the future.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
hell? And they can't drag Blaze out of the either the
Hell.
soul dimension or the being dead
No,
dimension.
She did not go to hell.
Okay,
I
know.
didn't. This is
I
hell.
Vipers did. Yeah, they're in hell right now.
Yeah, if she were here, she'd be in hell.
Yeah, exactly. She'd already be there.
Anyway, Solaris is a god of time, but only the timeline's in this dimension, I guess.
It's a god of time only when it needs to be.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Eggman states everyone was caught in Solaris's spatial distortion, and this was all according to plan.
All according to Keikaku, apparently.
It was
Apparently,
Mesopotamia's plan all along.
well, it's just I can't keep harping on Mephiles' plan. It's so stupid because you know they try to say like, oh, this was all according to Mephiles' plan. Again, there was just so many easier ways to do this, though.
Well, I mean, this part isn't that weird. It's pretty obvious that once they're refused and become Stellaris, they're gonna eat the universe. Yeah, that makes sense. They just couldn't do it until they could.
Yeah, but now anyway,
Amy looks super terrible when they're sad about Sonic being dead as well.
Oh god,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
terrifying.
her face is just so stretched out and weird looking.
It looks
Just
kind of like it's
hug.
melting.
Yeah. Eggman says all of time is collapsing, so destroying Solaris even with our current tools is completely pointless. And then Silver's like,
Right.
I'll destroy it in past, present, and future. And Shadow's like, that could never be done without Sonic the Hedgehog. Shadow would never say that.
Shadow would never
I
say that.
know.
Yeah, Shadow would never say that, and B, Silver's comment makes no sense.
Shadow would
Silver
be like,
Silver is obviously just being, overconfident and
Sure,
stuff like he
yeah.
always is.
Yeah,
But yeah, Shadow. I guess he can only say that because Sonic is currently dead. He couldn't say it when Sonic was
if
alive.
Sonic were alive, he'd never admit to saying that.
Well, and it's just like, based on everything that we know about this series and these characters, Super Sonic and Super Shadow, even if we had all the Chaos Emeralds, they don't have different abilities.
No, they're within, as far as we know, they have pretty similar abilities.
Mhm.
And so what does Shadow think that Sonic is able to do to stop this? Because if we're saying
Maybe
that
it's just-
destroying Solaris is pointless.
Maybe it's more so a case of we need all three of us at full power
I mean,
to be able to stop him.
Yes, that
I-
is the explanation.
that's-
I'm just
That's
saying,
what he
like,
means, but he doesn't say that. That's the problem.
well, and it's not that creative either way, I think.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't know, man.
Because spoiler alert, once we do get all the Chaos Emeralds and get them all super, they just beat the shit out of them.
Okay, I
Yeah.
mean, if you're trying to think seriously about this, if you're gonna face a god of time, you might as well be like, well, let's be as prepared as we can be.
Yeah,
Don't
let's have
just
all
rush
three
it
of
with two
the
of us. Let's
have
bring all three to be safe.
all three of the super gods.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying that they act like they act like Solaris is beyond physical damage almost, and then that's just not true.
I mean,
Yeah, I
Just
didn't
won't
want to
let
jump
Amy go
ahead.
deeper.
yeah.
But we can touch on that later more when we actually face them. But yeah, that is the way they present it for now.
Yeah. But don't worry. You know, Sonic is not dead in the way that Blaze is dead. Or he's not completely dead.
Yeah, apparently he's not. He's just like clinging to life just barely.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like that guy in
alright.
The Princess Bride said, "Your friend here is only mostly dead."
Yep.
So that means that everybody can set out on a big mission to get all of the Chaos Emeralds back and save him, because the Chaos Emeralds have healing powers. We've
The
decided
Chaos
this.
Emeralds have whatever the writers need them to have.
Yeah.
The big write-off is that they're supposed to be like the miracle gem. So
I mean, they've been called wish granting, which I hate.
I mean
Okay,
that's
the
what
thing
they
is,
are.
no, that's not true. In the rest of the series, they don't just do whatever you wish.
No, they're used as a
they're
power source for something you
yes,
need, usually.
yes,
Not
they're a
literally.
source of energy.
Yeah, not literally saying like, I'm gonna gather all of them and wish on them like the fucking Dragon Balls.
Yeah, I think they confused them for that. Also, you guys, so we're talking about Mephiles being stupid and all that. Like the most stupid action of them is Eggman says, Solaris has flung the Chaos Emeralds to the corners of this world. Why? Just hold on to them.
Yeah, fair. That's a good point. If Solaris held on to them, might be able to use them and really just put them down.
Also, conveniently, the corners of this world are all levels that we've already played.
Conveniently, this world is very small, apparently.
Yeah,
They all
the
try
corners
go
of
around
this
Solaris.
one nation.
You're
Yeah.
right, but I mean, not like I have high standards for this game, but I wouldn't expect it to remake a bunch of random environments just for the final stage. It kind of makes sense,
yeah.
actually.
I mean, I
the way they
know.
do it.
See,
Wouldn't expect new environments.
that's not my problem. Just have Eggman not say that. You know, just say he
Fair
scattered
enough.
the emeralds. It's fine.
Yeah, scatter the emeralds. That's all you need to
It's
say.
an excuse for a level. It's also an excuse for, you know, if we're ranking dumb guys. I'm sorry, but they did it to Knuckles again. Everybody goes off to get the emeralds. Knuckles runs in the wrong direction. He runs toward nothing and then gets confused and then turns around.
I love that little
Of
tidbit
course.
though.
It's so bad.
Goddamn buffoon.
So, remember Cannon's Core in Sonic Adventure 2?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
terrible.
Big cooperation level where you have to play as every character to get through a unique series of obstacles.
Yep, I hated it.
Well, imagine that, but slow and clunky.
Yeah, guess what? I hated this too.
So,
Certainly looked terrible for all the listeners.
Oh yeah.
The game just wouldn't. It just kept freezing here for me, so I
Lucky
didn't get
son
to
of a
play any of
bitch.
this going
lucky
forward.
bastard did not actually have to
Luck-
play the final story.
I wish my emulator would keep crashing.
Well, you can just get a really scratched up disc of the game, I guess, or possibly I can
Apparently.
sell you an old PS3 that doesn't run it right. One of those two
Yeah,
things.
I've got a PS3.
This is End of the World, a level where you play as 8 different
Oh,
characters through
boy.
remixed versions of levels they normally don't go through.
Yeah.
And when I say remixed, I mean the general look and feel of the stage is about the same, but the skybox is different and the level gradually tint shifts toward blue and purple.
There's also, well, yeah, we'll get to that.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of the layout is actually reused.
Yeah, it's pretty. I could tell a lot of it felt pretty similar.
Well, there is one big difference, which is that the further the level tint shifts toward purple and blue, the more you will see these giant death portals start to emerge.
These black holes might be one of the worst things Sonic Team has ever come up with, in my opinion.
Oh, I think they're a little silly sometimes.
Yes.
Mostly because like
Mm.
random objects will like spawn out of it, and there's been a couple of times where a box will like spawn out, fly towards the character, and just bounce off the character. I don't take any damage.
It's funny you say that because I had multiple points where it sniped me and killed me.
Yes.
This
so
game loves random projectiles.
It
Yes.
does.
you have 2 eyes. You have the blue-green eyes of Mephiles, which yes, they act like black holes and try to suck you in, and the red eyes of Iblis throw objects at you, and those ones would not be nearly as big of a problem. It's both of these together that makes them horrible.
Well, okay, no, the regular black holes, the eyes of Mephiles, I hate them with a burning passion. They can go to hell. The eyes of Iblis are funny as long as they don't hit me.
Yeah, which they have kind of bad aim some of the time. Other times it seems like they're aimbotting.
Yeah, half of the time it seems like they're hit scanning me. The other times it's like, you killed one of your own dudes.
Well, and also, I think only the explosive boxes ever do damage. It seems like the regular ones just flop around.
Oh no, I got sniped by a regular box.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
You can deal with these eyes by activating these weird orbs with birds on them.
I think it's the same thing. Isn't it? It's a similar model, at least, to the ones that spawn the like air rails in Kingdom Valley, which are also here when you go.
Do those actually have birds on top of them?
I think they do, don't they? Or did I just put birds in my brain?
I think it makes sense to assume that they're like that because they're very Kingdom Valley-ish architecture. I don't think they have that. Maybe they do. I would have to look back.
Yeah, now I'm curious because I swear to God they do.
Are birds like significant to Soliana though, or something?
The eagle's their animal.
Yes,
supposedly.
Because A, you have the eagles, and B, if you look at the statues placed in various parts of Soliana, especially in Dusty Desert, they display these humanoid figures with bird-like heads on top of them. And Elisa's design motif is a swan. That's why her legs are bright orange.
Which is a terrible design choice.
And Solaris, if you look closely at what it has for a face, has a kind of bird-like design.
I definitely noticed that. I was going to bring that up later.
It does?
It's a little hard
I'll
to
take
see.
your word on that.
So I guess those statues are like their interpretation of what Solaris looks like as a guy.
It's just this dude.
Maybe.
Just the dude. It does kind of look like a bird.
But yes, end of the world. The gravity wells are annoying, and I think maybe this is the most legitimately difficult part of the game because it's clearly on purpose. But it's not fun.
No, it isn't.
Did any of the eyes popping in surprise you and catch you off guard? Because they looked unfair the way they do that.
Yes, multiple times.
I think I knew where a lot of them went in, so I knew where not to go, but I definitely remember that happening when I first played it.
Yeah, no, it got me. Oh boy, I don't know how many times. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I hate design of stages where, like, if you just don't know what's going to happen, just die.
Yeah.
And of course, this is a really long stage, and this is final story, not any of the ones that you had up to that point. So if you were grinding lives, didn't matter. You only get 5.
Yep. And this is why I believe live systems are shit and should have died in the 90s.
100%.
Well, and it's only one stage, so it's like retrying almost wouldn't be that bad if A, we're not so long, and B, there's a bunch of loading screens and cutscenes before it doesn't save until you finish the stage.
I will say there is one interesting thing about this, which is that the music track evolves as you have each section of this stage, which is like way more high effort than I expect from this game.
I do love the theme. I think that the way that it grows and changes, because it starts out very sort of low-key and weird as you're just easing into it, and then it becomes more of a drum and bass track as it goes further. But then they add these more sort of somber elements and like choirs.
I think I was done with this game that I just ignored the music for the rest of the game.
I mean, there's not that much left, but
or just this stage. I actually did. I did pay attention to the final boss. I was just so annoyed with this stage by the end of it. I
don't
kind of blocked it out of my mind.
Well, the thing is, a lot of parts of this stage, I would say, are not that big a deal. Because if you're playing as Tails or Knuckles or Rouge, you can basically just soar over everything.
I loved Rouge's section because I just climbed up on the pillars and just flew between them until I found the Chaos Emerald.
You're right. My only problem was, I don't know if it was an emulator bug or something, but multiple times the game would not render the Chaos Emerald, and I would just fly around until I died.
That certainly sounds like an emulator bug, but that's
I'm pretty sure it's an emulator bug. Yeah,
That's
it
gotta
took
be an
like
emulator bug.
5 or 6 times before the actual Chaos Emerald spawned, and it was in a. It was. It's like right at the edge of the water, of a beach. Also, that I ran across like I don't know 6 or 7 times,
That's
and
awful.
the game just never bothered to decide I picked it up, even though it was invisible.
Well, outside of that, I would say the worst sections are Omega is second worst because he has to go through Flame Core and he has to fight a bunch of enemies, which is bad because
I'm gonna be honest, Omega's was fine.
Yeah, I
Really?
loved Omega's section. I
Yeah.
thought it was just nice
Oh,
and easy. I hated
Yeah, it was
Silver's
easy.
section.
Silver section was hell. Knuckles was fine. Rouge was mostly just bugged. Tails was kind of annoying, but not that bad.
Well, I thought that I thought that Omega's was a pain because if you get hit while fighting any of those enemies, you're gonna get sucked up.
Just don't get hit.
Oh yeah, that's so easy in this game where everything bounces around with friggin' havoc physics.
I don't think
I
I
don't know.
got hit at all as Omega.
I might have
good
gotten
for
hit
you.
once as Omega, I think.
Can we at least
Actually,
agree that Amy's is the hardest?
I barely remember it. Actually,
No, I know Kayla won't agree.
I was gonna say Amy's wasn't that bad either.
Yeah, no,
Honestly, so
Amy's was the worst for me.
the first half of this wasn't that bad for me. It was a lot of like trial and error, but once I figured out like here's where the Chaos Emerald is, here's like the shortcut that I can take,
Okay,
then I
but
just ended
it's
up
not a
breezing
matter
through
of
it.
that though. It's a matter of Amy controls so poorly in this game, and
What?
she's on ice.
What?
Well, just get good.
Okay, this game doesn't have ice physics for one thing, but
I was certainly sliding around.
You know, you're like the
So
second person who's insisted that there's ice physics. I said I don't think there is, and now Devin's saying that there isn't, so I'm just confused.
well, now I'm
That one
second
image
guessing
of
myself
SpongeBob
because I
looking
I
between
hardly
the
ever
books.
walk on the ice in that part of White Acropolis. I'm pretty sure there's no ice physics.
You know what?
I'm
Google.
googling it. I'm googling it right now.
Lauren, do you remember ice physics in that part of White Acropolis?
I don't remember ice physics now.
I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna.
Regardless
get
of
an
all
answer.
of that, the reason that both Silver and Amy are annoying in this part is because they're both so slow that they can barely escape the eyes of Mephiles. That's why. That's
That was my other biggest problem. Like, there's multiple points in Amy's section where you jump up or where you jump on a spring and it launches you up onto a ledge, and almost immediately a Eye of Mephiles would open up and suck me in, and I could not get away fast enough.
Well, and you'll often escape the gravity of one to run right toward another, so it's like you don't get breathing room.
Yeah, again, for me, I think it was just like I just learned where to go and what to avoid, so I didn't really
good
have
for
that.
fucking you.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think I did this level. I don't know if I did it in one life, but I don't think that I had that big a problem with it. But that's just because I've done it before. Also, nobody goes through Aquatic Base. I guess there was only 7 emeralds to go for, but could have made up a reason. That would have been an excuse to play as Blaze, one of the only fun characters in this game.
I was gonna say have Sonic do it when he's revived, or go do it as a fucking dream.
Not sure about that one.
It's Sonic Spirit.
Sonic Spirit going through Aquatic Base.
Anyway, yes. At the end of each of these sequences, one of your characters gets a Chaos Emerald and tells Sonic how much they're coming. They all say, "Sonic, I'm coming." Maybe the dub guys should have thought that one through a little bit better.
That was your fault, Devin, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it probably is. But yes, you finish off with Shadow in Sonic's part of Kingdom Valley, which he previously used the glider to fly over. And now it's time for the infamous scene. Are you guys ready?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ready is one way to put it.
Kind of numb to it at this point.
I'm not.
Much ink has been spilled over this sequence. That is perfectly fair. The Chaos Emeralds are placed around Sonic in some sort of life-giving ritual. Elise talks about how important he is and how much she needs him, and then she brings him back from the edge of death as Supersonic by kissing him.
Why did it need to be a kiss? I don't get that.
Because
what's the problem?
This game has faith in the idea that Sonic and Elise are a legitimate romance, even though they suck.
They it's
well.
You need a lot more interaction between them. My big gripe is that
it's a one-sided romance. That's the problem.
Maybe, I don't know. This is the problem with this scene, is that, because so much has been said about this, that like, oh, You know, it's a human and an animal, that's bestiality, or it's a human and a corpse, that's necrophilia. Neither of those things matter. I don't care about those things.
They even state in game Sonic's not technically dead.
Also true.
Sonic is not dead, and also they're intelligent, so neither of those complaints matter.
It's
a romance being unbelievable. That's the only issue.
Yeah, furries are people before they are anything else. So that
is true.
I was gonna say it's like Jessica Rabbit's like relationship with Roger Rabbit a little bit. Like
exactly. no one really questions that.
Nobody bats an eye to that.
I think my thing is it just doesn't make any sense because the writing.
The writing is horrible.
Yeah, we know why they do it because Sonic Team legitimately thought that they were their writers thought they were making a good relationship. We know they weren't.
The main crime here is that this scene and to a lesser extent the rest of the game are completely tone deaf. It's that they're plowing forward with such confidence that you are going to accept that these characters who not only do not have a good chemistry, a good dynamic, that this would be a good culmination of their relationship, and also just that they look completely disjointed. I think that if humans in Sonic looked closer to the Sonic characters, it would be a lot less weird to look at. Because it still feels weird to look at, even though I don't think it's bad, like, morally speaking.
So I think my main thing is if they could even, it wouldn't even be that weird if it wasn't a kiss on the lips. If it was like a kiss on the forehead or something. That would be less weird to me also.
I mean, yes, that's less overtly romantic as part of that, but yeah.
That's why they probably wouldn't do that, because they were trying for that romance. Yeah. I don't know.
So Lauren, I asked you at the start, but better or worse chemistry than Anakin and Padme?
Oh right. Shoot.
God.
I mean worse because they tried even less, honestly, here.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, it's just two pieces of cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're rubbing two pieces of cardboard together.
There's no
like the paper when you pull it.
If we do take Sonic 06 as sort of the place of the Star Wars prequels, there's no Clone Wars TV series to massage the reputation of this game.
To redeem at least the setting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, imagine a bunch of a spin-off series with Sonic 06's setting. That'd be terrible.
But it ends up being like good.
Well, that would be weird.
Well,
be weird.
I wouldn't say the setting is the main problem with 06, because Soleanna has some nice looking areas, but...
No, setting's not the right word. I don't know what the right word is, but...
Well,
I meant in the Sonic 06 era, the parallel universe where these events happened.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, the kiss is not bad for most of the reasons people on the internet say it is. It's bad because it's a cap to an entire video game built on bad ideas.
Yeah, basically.
The kiss scene is just the cherry on the top.
And that's really my thesis with 06 overall, is that fans, they really like, you know, I'm not saying 06 didn't have potential, or that there wasn't any kind of skill put into this game, or that there isn't anything enjoyable with this game, but I do hate that people defend it on the basis that it was good ideas with bad execution. This is a bad idea with bad execution.
It's got ambition. It's got ambition and passion, don't you know?
They never should have let this get this far to begin with. Because that's the other thing, is that people say, oh, if 06 just had another year, it would have been... No. It would have been maybe a little bit more polished, but...
The game was a wreck in the first place.
The problem isn't that it was just rushed, it was that it had a pre-production where nobody was ever made to think critically over whether what they were doing should have been in the game.
Yeah, it was a mess. Everything about it was a mess in the first...
And that's why, you know, Chaos X, love him to death, does a great job with Project 06. His game is never gonna be the greatest Sonic game ever, like people say it is. No, because it's just polishing those same stupid ideas.
Yeah, I still do not get people who say that. Like Project 06, we're not covering it, but I will say it is fun. It is not the best.
We're not covering it right now. We'll talk about it eventually.
We're not covering it. We'll talk about it at some point. But just like at least 3 of us here have experience with it. It is definitely fun compared to this.
Yes, but okay.
But
we gotta not dwell on. We can't stay doom and gloom about this forever. We do actually have a game to finish. So Sonic is alive, and he's supersonic, and his entire body is yellow.
Yeah, he's like yellow.
His face and arms are yellow.
Super.
Yeah.
He's super Sonic.
Super duper Sonic.
Yeah, super duper Sonic. Y'all wanted Supersonic 2, not Super Duper Sonic.
That's
I
what
don't want
Supersonic 2
Supersonic
should have
2.
been called. They should have called it Super Duper.
Sonic has very little to say to Elise about any of this. It's very funny how after all that hand-wringing about, Sonic and Elise romance and Elise kissing him, Sonic has no opinion on any of it.
Yeah, that's
Also,
he's just like, wait, I'm super. It's time to fight something. That's all that's on my mind.
I guess so.
Admittedly, I guess it's like, when Sonic goes super, it's usually to fight something, so I can understand why he'd be like, all right, let's throw down.
But also, I just realized
I gotta save the world.
they have
then we
Elise
can
kiss
chat.
Sonic right in front of Amy, who does nothing.
Yeah, Amy doesn't react, which is like really surprising.
I would say
if Amy is seething inside, and I will accept nothing else, it
I
is
would assume she
obvious
is.
that if time hadn't been reset, Elise would have died.
Oh yeah, Amy would have killed her.
Yeah, and then another world war would have started.
Yeah.
Well, it's very funny because we talk multiple times about how Amy being written as overbearing and creepy is too much during this era. This is one point where I don't want her to be a monster, but she should have reacted.
Sure, yeah. If they're gonna write her that way, have her be consistent about it.
Modern Amy would react.
Sure, yeah. Again, if you're going to write her that way, be consistent about it.
Anyway, yes. So, Sonic is like, "Hey, Silver Shadow, you want to help fight the final boss? Hey, Sonic, last time you brought Tails and Knuckles along, can they help? No. Oh, okay.
No, male hedgehogs only.
You can't even give everybody else the super bubbles from Heroes.
Yeah, come on, let everyone fight.
Heroes established you can only have 3 at a time, so we just picked Shadow and Silver because they can actually go proper super, so it's more strategic.
Okay, but
Knuckles has a super form, and so does Tails.
Knuckles and Tails had super forms in the classic games that they then retconned into being the bubbles.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Those got erased from time by Solaris, probably.
Anything we don't like, we could just blame Solaris now.
Basically, This is the event that does it.
Damn. All right. Well, that's good at least.
Okay, but even all that being said, okay, fine. We're not bringing Tails and Knuckles. We are bringing Shadow. Fine, makes sense. Why Silver though?
Sense.
He's just some guy you met just today.
Yeah, bring Knuckles.
No, male hedgehogs only.
No, bring Eggman.
It's more strategic to have super characters, as I said. That's so yeah.
Well, how do you even know that Silver has a super form?
Sonic sees a male hedgehog. Sonic sees a male hedgehog and just assumes.
Racial profiling.
And racial profiling.
Silver gets preferential treatment because he's white.
Ooh.
Look, if Blaze had still been alive, he definitely would have picked Blaze over Silver, so that's something.
Blaze can't go super with the Chaos Emeralds.
Says who?
Just
we've never seen evidence of that.
Wait, shit, she kind of does at the end of Silver's story, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Oh wait, she does turn Burning Blaze with only 2 of the emeralds.
Why did they write it like that?
Which to me now says that Blaze might actually be the most powerful being in the universe.
Probably.
No, it's still Amy.
It's still Amy? Okay. Well, yeah, Amy needs to take off her inhibitor rings to go super.
Yeah, exactly.
Silver is the most he thinks he's part of the team character in this entire
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Bro thinks he's part of the team. Especially the way I used him in the final fight. He definitely thought that.
When he transforms, by the way, he looks like he's surprised, like he didn't even know he could do it.
Oh shit, I could do this?
Which he probably didn't.
No, why would he know?
Why did he go up to Sonic to begin with?
At least in Sonic Adventure 2, like, I don't know if Shadow went super ever before, it wouldn't make sense, but he at least acted with some fucking confidence in that scene.
I think Shadow's mentality was like, well, I can utilize the Chaos Emerald, so...
Shadow's just like, oh, this is neat.
Yeah.
This is neat, I can use this.
But so, after all that, finally, we reach the final boss, Solaris, which is not so much unplayably broken as it is completely horribly explained.
Mm-hmm.
Or not explained at all.
It's not explained.
I mean,
I really needed you and Kayla there to explain it to me, honestly.
Yeah. I joked about raw dogging the boss. I was not able to do it. I had to look up. At least how to do Silver's part. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. I was there for part of that stream.
There's a couple text boxes, but they don't say the full story.
The thing is, Eggman spouts some technobabble about how it's a creature beyond dimensions, each dimension, so it has no physical form. So you have to destroy the light shells, whatever those are, in order to like sever it from reality. And that's all he says. That just says nothing.
It doesn't mean anything.
Yes, and the first phase of this fight is so like misleading because you start out as Sonic. You can't use Sonic for the first part.
No, you can't.
And then they're like, "Oh, press the Y button to switch your character," and then you switch to Shadow. You can't use Shadow for the first part.
Yeah, they should really start you on the one you can actually use.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
people would be confused if you started off on Silver. They'll be like, "Where's Sonic?"
Then have Sonic or Shadow say, Silver, you need to damage him first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say use Silver, use Shadow, use Sonic in that order. It's not hard.
You could start off with like Sonic saying Silver, you're first, and then when it gets to Shadow, have Shadow say I'll take over or something, and then Sonic say at the end say I'll finish him off.
Or
Done.
better yet, just have it switch automatically to the one you need.
Well, yeah, well, okay, yes, but you could also do that.
Well,
I feel
and
like
so
in that
there
case,
is.
though, then you'd have to they would have to place rings in the stage that you.
They
have to
would.
have.
And that's why, is
Because at least
because
this one, it's yeah.
the
I'll let
reason
you
that
go.
you would switch to a character you're not using is because it lets the rings tick back up to the ones you are, because this is a supersonic value.
But it's like, but doing that does just completely trivialize the whole point of Supersonic. Not that I'm complaining.
Well, they've already like messed with the rules because this boss can make you lose rings, which is against the rules in my opinion.
Yeah, that's not
That's
great.
fair. No, that's fair.
But yeah, it is a case of like, because you can do that in Adventure 2 as well, where if you fly over to the other side of the final hazard, you will switch from Sonic to Shadow. So if you're running out of time, you can do that. But it still at least incurs the challenge of doing that. This is just pushing a button. And it's also not great because Silver is easily the clumsiest to use.
Yeah.
Because Solaris is launching flaming rocks at you, and so you got to catch him and throw it back. But if you catch too many of them, they'll just hit each other and explode. And even if you don't, he throws so many rocks at you, they'll probably hit the ones that you're throwing and die that way.
And I don't know if like my brain was just melted at this point, but when I was first trying to use Silver, I didn't realize you had to keep holding down right trigger as you threw the rocks. Am I just like stupid? Is that how Silver's game, like normal gameplay was?
No, this is
so I'm not stupid.
Okay, I thought it was.
This is a completely distracting change to Silver's controls, where you don't tap the button to pick stuff up. You now have to hold it. So you're almost certainly gonna try and grab stuff and then let go of it without throwing it the first time.
Okay, so yeah, I wasn't stupid then.
No, I stand corrected because I was saying I could have sworn that that was how Silver's game.
So yeah, you're expected to break the armor on his arms. Silver breaks the left arm. After which point you switch to Shadow. Shadow is a lot easier. You just hold R to charge up his Chaos Spear, and then you press X to throw it.
Which again, I wish was explained.
It's not explained, but at least it's more intuitive, just because you're going to be holding the right trigger and pressing X a lot anyway.
Yeah, once I've learned, like, oh, you just press right trigger and then press X, like, it was a pretty easy boss.
Honestly, yeah.
So Shadow destroys the right arm, and then Sonic is the one you play as last. And his thing is that you charge up his meter, and then you press the X button to just ram him.
Yeah.
But you have to aim it, is the thing. You have to make sure that you're actually hitting the core and not just flying into part of his body.
Right.
I think I'm trying to remember if
I'm sure the hitbox is dog shit, so maybe it either works or doesn't work in various spots. Yeah, that's phase 1, and it's slow and kind of bad.
The music in phase 1 is also very generic and dull.
Yeah, I literally don't remember it. I'm trying to remember it as we've been doing this, but I only remember phase 2.
Yeah, phase 2 is where it gets good.
Because once the armor of Solaris is completely destroyed, he transforms into this thing.
Big Solaris.
Okay.
Big, actually.
Yes, literally. I must say, like, with these sort of, outdated graphics, even more so because of this game, it doesn't come across as cool as it could. I'd like to see, like, a proper render of this boss, because the design is actually pretty sweet. I'm a real sucker for these angelic demon types.
It is neat. Kirby does it a lot, and it's always cool.
It looks like This might be a case. You know, if you've played Sonic Frontiers, you know that Sonic Team, at least for a while, has really loved Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah.
This thing looks like the Mindfuck Angel, from the episode where it starts attacking Asuka's memories. So it might be a reference to that. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's too generic. People also say it looks like the crest of Hyrule, which is really funny.
It vaguely does, yeah.
But in any case, this is phase 2, the phase with good music.
Yes.
It's just a big orchestral remix of his world, which this will become a trend for Sonic games here on out, is that the final boss theme is an orchestral remix of the main theme, which is nice. I do like that.
I am a whore for good orchestral music, so thumbs up.
Yeah.
It is great.
And I believe in this phase, any hedgehog can damage him.
Yes. I did like the last half of his damage with Shadow.
But the difference is that you have to attack him while he's in the middle of his own attack, which I didn't remember, so I fucked around a lot at this phase.
Yeah, it once again does not direct you at all. At least you can figure it out, but still.
Yeah, you can figure it out, but it's still annoying.
Yeah, you have to jiggle the control stick around and mash the A button a lot to dodge out of its way, and then just hope your attack lands while he's pushing the lasers forward.
Yeah, this part of the fight, Sonic basically did nothing for me, and Silver was my way of just getting rings back for Shadow.
Yeah. And yeah, that's Sonic's aiming is still a factor, so that's why you would use Shadow.
Because Shadow, you can just let it fly.
Silver is just embarrassing trying to hit with his rocks. It's nothing.
Yeah, Silver's just aggressively Silver.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Shadow does less damage than Sonic does, so it would take a little bit longer to fight the boss entirely as Shadow.
Perhaps.
So I think I swapped. I did a good chunk of damage as Sonic, but then I think towards the end I used Shadow a lot.
Yeah.
Sure, I don't know. I can't dissect this boss mechanics too much, but if you know all of that, the boss is not super difficult, but it's
not really.
It's not fun, and this is by far the part of the game that I'm least experienced in, because I don't play this game very much if I don't have to.
Fair, yeah.
But so, after whittling down the final boss's HP bar, you finally defeat him. The day is saved, question mark? It's a bit odd because Solaris explodes into light that beams out over the dark world. Everybody celebrates, and then Sonic and Elise are magically teleported away, so we don't know what happened to everybody else.
They all died.
So I was really expecting like, okay, we weakened it, so now we can do our special, cool, secret technique to finally properly beat it, but instead just beat.
Yeah. Instead, Sonic and Elise get sent to the kiln of the first flame, I guess. I don't know exactly what this is.
I don't know either, because it's like this has to be maybe when like the Duke and the scientists first captured Iblis and put him in the weird jar thing.
We see the initial infantile flame, the initial form of Solaris, for which all power over time and space presides, I guess. I don't know.
Throw it into the ocean.
How does that make any sense, though? Did they also like take all its power? Because if they did, then like how did it eventually get its time powers back? Like, why is it just a tiny flame here? It makes no sense.
What Solaris looks like.
And let's talk about the flashback, because we flash back to Elise and her dad here, where the Duke states, "I'll use all this power to do great things for this country." And then they drop the bombshell, which is that he did all of this to bring his dead wife back to life, which means that, yes, he is fucking Kendo Ikari from Evangelion.
Mm-hmm. I haven't even watched Diva, and I know that.
Thread.
No, it's not an uncommon plot thread, but
okay, but
it is.
That resulting in also a time god being not well. Okay, it's not a time god in Ava, but in forcing that down into your child and doing like unethical experiments, I think, I don't know.
You're like Charlie and Always Sunny with the board.
Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah, the mailroom. It's you right now trying to connect everything.
Everything in this game happened because this guy's wife died, and he basically caused the apocalypse by capturing God and traumatizing and abusing his child.
Yeah.
The fucking robot gun puss is really funny there.
Leave that. The roboting's
say
funny.
Something about like, oh, the hubris of man, but it's just Bruce roboting in and out.
It's fine.
But in the present time with Sonic and Elise, or at least whatever narratively looks like the present in a world where time doesn't exist,
Sure.
Elise says she'll have to blow out this flame in order to set everything right again because Solaris will be erased from existence? ?
Yeah, how can you just blow them out like a candle?
Well, and also, this means that everything from the last few days of Sonic will also be erased. Why? What specifically makes it the last 3 days?
Yeah.
Because that was
Well, I guess it's kind of like
Eggman was going after like Mephiles and all that garbage, and Sonic only got involved because Eggman.
I guess. Yeah,
we can only
okay,
assume
fine.
at this point on, Elise had a relatively normal life.
Yeah, I guess if you remove Mephiles, you remove
Solaris.
Mephiles' influence on the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you're blowing out Solaris' existence, then that should mean that the Solaris experiment wouldn't have happened either.
Yeah, so the Duke should. Well, he might be dead by now
bring
anyway,
the Duke
but
back to life.
He didn't die then.
Well, I just said the Duke probably died of other causes.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh, he's doomed by the narrative.
Yeah.
But if they blew out their god, why are they still having the festival?
Because they still believe in the god.
Yeah, I was talking to my brother about it. It's like they probably still believe that in Solaris. It's just, like any other god figure.
This game provides an answer to the question of what if Christ came back and he was an asshole.
God. I was thinking more. I can't think of any real cultures like this, but in Star Trek, the Klingons are known as a species that quote unquote killed their own god. So maybe they could be viewed as something like that. They defeated their own god.
Well, okay, here's the other thing is
like
they don't know that Solaris is gone in the present.
That's true, exactly. Also.
Well, but they captured Solaris, and then they're like, "What? He's gone?" I guess
this was.
Well, and
I assume
also,
the experiments wouldn't have happened if Solaris doesn't exist.
They're seemingly deleting Solaris from existence, so they never captured anything. But then the statues weren't based off of a thing that they knew they had at that point, unless they did. I guess I don't know how long they had Solaris. The Duke makes it sound like it's something
Solaris. They didn't erase Solaris from everything. They just erased Solaris at the point that he had been captured.
I thought he was just erased permanently.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Erased permanently.
Well, wait, but
or maybe they freed him.
Sonic and Elise, they walk in after the Duke and Elise walk away, right? So they're in that time. They get sent to the past here, right?
I think that was just to kind of show that bombshell.
Okay,
but I didn't think that was
obviously
literally.
They still have to be somewhere in the past because Solaris is currently a big fuck you monster. He's not the little flame, unless he is. I don't know.
It's almost like writers don't know what they're doing.
It's not really explained at all. I think it doesn't make any sense. That's what I think.
It doesn't. This game is a fucking mess.
Yeah.
So, yes, the last few days of Sonic will be erased because of this. A lot more should probably be erased because of it as well, but who cares? But this marks the second time that Elise cries in this game. And shockingly,
the world again.
It is also the second time a woman in this game declares she'd rather see the world die than lose contact with Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
That's fine, you don't need to.
It's clearly meant to parallel because they both say, I don't care about the world, I care about Sonic, but that's not an admirable trait, writers.
No.
Not at all. And I feel like this is like really
Rouge has something similar.
You're right, because she says that even if the world does try to kill you, Shadow, I stand by. But Rouge is better because at least she's right, because Shadow is not responsible.
Fair.
Yeah, no, Shadow was not responsible at all.
Sonic is very wise though, and instead of attacking Elise's delusion, he just is like, "Oh, smile," and then she's like, "Okay, that everything's fine."
We end on women need to smile again.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
Yes, she blows out the flame, dust clears, we fade out, and we fade back in right where we started, the Soliana Festival, and I guess Sonic was just visiting as a tourist this whole time.
Yeah.
He wanted to see the princess.
But hey,
maybe the festival.
At least we got the good CG to end off on. You know, Sonic runs, festival's nice, he looks up at the moon, and it reminds us what a walking continuity error that moon is.
No, it rotated, remember?
Yeah, it rotated, whatever, fucking... So yes, after everything that we went through, this game completely unhappened, and good, because I would tell anybody playing this series to skip this game.
On one hand, yes, good. On the other hand, it's kind of insulting.
Oh yeah, think of all the effort that we put in that went into nothing.
Kind of.
I mean, it's not like the game doesn't exist because then I would be happy. It's just the plot does itself, which is fine. It's not like the Sonic timeline is super well put together anyway, so we might as well.
Just like it feels mildly insulting that we just put like 15 hours into a game that just unhappens. So it's like, what's the point?
In a time travel plot, that's like a 50% chance of being the resolution.
That's true, it is.
Yeah, I think what it is that, like, when you do have time travel plots like that, even if it does unhappen, you tend to have some lasting takeaway, but this game taught us no lessons. It taught us a lesson in pain, and that's about it. You know...
Actually, I mean, I would argue that if you analyze this game closely, there are a lot of lessons of what not to do in a video game.
Yeah, this is a game that everyone making games should play.
In a meta sense, sure. I just mean that it's greater effect. Like, I guess the most you could say is that Shadow got some character resolution and is in a more sensible place now than he was in his game.
And don't worry, that'll be forgotten anyway.
I can't believe it, but it's true. Like, I have to praise Shadow's character in this game is better than Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Damn.
But it's like, the next time we see Silver, he'll have a completely different backstory because they massively changed the timeline.
Right.
And the next time...
Even show.
What's that, Lauren?
I just realized, did they show Blaze as alive again? You can infer it, but it's kind of weird they didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, we don't get to see the future fixed either, I'm thinking about. In fact, the first time that we saw Silver in a peaceful future at all was in, like, 2019 in the IDW comics.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything's back to normal, and out of this whole game, yeah, Shadow's characterization is the thing that I think had most narrative value.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, our credits roll. They play Elisa's theme, which is called My Destiny, and it is...
I skipped it.
It is a cheesy love ballad, but I'm going to offer a hot take, and I'm going to say that even though I don't like Elise, I think that her character theme is the best of any female character in the series.
I skipped it.
Yeah, I heard you the first time.
I didn't know.
And my rationale for this is that My Sweet Passion, Fly in the Freedom, Follow Me, those songs are okay, mostly Fly in the Freedom, I like the other two very much. But they don't touch on emotions very much, and they don't feel that characterful. And Villanova for Blaze is a great boss theme. I don't think it says anything about her personality.
Yeah.
So that's my hot take.
I mean, that's fair.
As for the rest, this is also the first time in the game where we hear the full theme of Sonic in this game, His World. What do you guys think of this song?
Oh, I love His World.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, His World's awesome.
I think it's all right. I don't love the main leading vocals, if I'm honest. It's fine. I think it's funny they made us wait the entire game to hear it, even though they're constantly playing it on the title screen and cutscenes.
That's not atypical of Sonic games.
Guess not. I don't know. Well, we got to see Live and Learn. We got to hear Live and Learn on the title screen of SA2, right?
The full theme, though?
Isn't it? No, it's not the full version.
Yeah, they usually hide the full version till the end.
That's true, but at least with SA2 though, it was for the final boss.
Yeah.
Not that that's really that much better, but...
Well, so, and we got the orchestral version in this, so I guess it kind of counts, but it's not... I think the problem is that His World does not work as a boss theme the way Open Your Heart or Live and Learn do. So I
don't know. I don't think I would have been that broken up if they just used the regular version of His World.
I think it's too low-key. I don't think it's fast enough. It's not pumping energy. I don't know. Oh, God, we're done. I don't know if I have closing thoughts. I think we blurted out enough of them just being angry during this episode. If you guys have anything else you want to add, feel free.
The game certainly exists, and I kind of wish it didn't.
This game is required playing for any Sonic fan.
I do kind of agree with that.
You have to play it.
Yeah, this and Shadow of 5 I think should be required playing.
I disagree with Shadow of 5.
Shadow of 5 is such a... I say that because Shadow of 5 is also just a strange mess.
My statement would be that Sonic fans should play the big bad Sonic games. They don't have to play them first, though. They don't have to play the series in chronological order.
God, no.
Of course not.
No,
You should start with the good
timeline
Sonic
here.
games.
Yeah, go play something good first, and then dive in with a few good games, and then go play the Drek.
Yeah, sure. I think that this game, it absolutely deserves its reputation as an atomic bomb for the series.
Yeah, I actually, so that's something. When Kayla finished the game, I was talking to them in chat, and I pointed out this game was kind of the end of Sonic being considered anything close to AAA.
Yeah,
this
basically,
game
it's
really
basically a
killed the
series,
series for about a decade.
Yeah, and
I think this is why I was bullied when I was younger, because I was like, I like Sonic, and everybody just like has like war flashbacks to a Sonic.
Well, anyone who has experience with Sonic 06 or a decent amount of the other games that follow it for a while, hear you say that and think you're insane.
See, I think if you were on the internet or talking to adults,
especially on the internet,
I would agree. But Kayla, the reason you and I got bullied in school for liking Sonic is because we were autistic.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That might have been part of it. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Lauren, you were about to say something.
The big question of is Sonic 06 as bad as its reputation? I think it's slightly exaggerated. It deserves its reputation. There are worse Sonic games, certainly. We've covered some of them.
Yeah.
I hope there aren't more, but yeah, I mean, we talked about the few things that are good. It certainly, if you had to pick a game to crash Sonic's reputation, this one is a fine choice.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. I think what I would say is that yes, there are worse Sonic games. I think there are not as many Sonic games that are as interestingly bad as this one.
Sure, the other bad Sonic games we've covered have just been kind of bad. There's nothing interesting about why they're bad.
But I will say that every Sonic game that people love to say is worse or as bad as 06 is not the games that we're talking about. Because people say like, oh, Lost World is so much worse than 06. Oh, Rise of Lyric is so much worse than 06. Shut up! No, they're not. Like, you don't even have to like those games, but shut the fuck up. Sonic 4
Rise of Lyric is the only one.
The
Rise of Lyric is the only one I could understand saying that, but I've never played it, so I don't really have an opinion.
Rise of Lyric is about as unpolished as 06, but it is not as much of a pain to play through by any stretch.
Exactly. That's kind of what I understand.
Rise of Lyric is a cakewalk. So yeah, this game, you don't get bad games like this anymore. I think we said this before. But you have to...
In some ways, no.
This game is so confidently terrible, you know? It believes its own hype to such a degree that a lot of fans believe its hype too.
Yeah.
If you lie confidently enough, people believe you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, basically.
America. No, yeah, I would put this one down as not recommended for most people.
Play it when you're drunk, then you'll have a really good time.
A lot of Sonic fans
No,
claim
you
it's
would
not
not.
even canon because it unhappens, but that's not how canon works.
That's not
No,
how
I mean it is canon. There's, I mean they
it's
really
canon,
need to,
well,
they need
also
to
not
polish up
canon.
they need to polish up the Sonic timeline. I did
They
post
really
a
do.
screenshot in the general chat because it, from my understanding, there's two timelines now. So there's one where Sonic and Iris, I guess now, not Elise.
It's a translation
from Japanese.
It's a translation thing, I know. They took out they, snuffed out the Solaris, so the experiment never failed. So I guess
Wait,
the
does that mean it
experiment still
worked?
happened. Yeah, I guess it means it worked. The world was saved from crisis, and the devastated future became a peaceful world. The series of events also never happened in history.
What
But
does
then
that
towards
mean?
the end of the, I don't know, towards the end of this timeline, Sonic 06 gets brought up again because it still says like, hey, there's a destroyed future, but then there's an alternate future where everything is fine.
Everything is fine until it isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everything is fine until something like Silver just wakes up one day and is like, ah, shit. And then has to travel back into the past to fix whatever is going on.
It explains why Silver's such an asshole.
He's not an
Well,
asshole.
He's kind of in this game he is.
Okay, in this game, yes. This
That's
Silver
what I
is different
mean.
from the Silver that
No,
we
but
get
that explains why
eventually.
this Silver is an asshole compared to basically any other version of him. Because he woke
Well,
up and suddenly his world was shit.
I don't know if I would
Not
totally agree with
literally.
that.
Not literally,
And I'll tell you
obviously.
why. Because next time on Deep Dive Zone, we are not done with
Mm.
Silver the Hedgehog. Because
God,
the
I
next
wish
game
we
in our
were.
lineup is the one that has taken this game's place in the timeline. It's Sonic Rivals.
Ooh.
And in that game, Silver has a completely different thing threatening his future. So I guess we're just going to be dealing with this shit until the sun blows up.
You know, honestly, I'm kind of mad that Silver's entire character wasn't just averting bad futures over and over.
That would be kind of funny. Every time he shows up, it's just a different, like, Sonic, you have to help me stop this different apocalypse.
No, that kind of is what his character is.
I guess it is
yeah, I was
kind of,
gonna say
actually,
that's
yeah.
kind of
Is
what
it?
happened in the IDW
Yeah,
comics.
actually, no, that's
Yeah.
true.
In fact, Sega went out of their way to clarify recently that the way it works is that Silver in his future, it is a peaceful future, but every once in a while he'll just have a fucking random time portal show up and is like, shit, gotta do this again.
Huh.
That's so funny.
And it
Yeah,
always goes
he's
back to
not
Sonic
traveling. It's just some sort of time portal opens up and Silver's like, okay, and goes through it.
Shit, I gotta deal with this again.
It's just that one GTA screenshot. It's just saw shit. Here we go again.
Yeah, damn, I love that. That's hilarious.
Yep.
I know I'm a comedian.
But for right now, we are going to have to close out for the night because, good God, it's fucking Sonic 06 and I don't want to talk about it anymore. So with all that said, that's where we're going to be done for tonight. Thank you to my co-hosts for suffering through this mess with me.
Like we had a choice.
You could say no. I don't have you held hostage in my bedroom.
Guys, help.
I was gonna say. Now, how do we know that's not a lie?
You're in your house right now. We're not even at the same place.
Do you have proof?
He's just saying this. We're in his basement.
Help.
We're locked in the garage. Help.
Okay,
The
well,
basement garage.
I rescind my thank you to you guys for suffering through this game with me.
Alright.
Yeah, fuck you.
But I will not rescind my thanks to our viewers for sticking with us through this saga. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like these videos, please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, suggestions, death threats, or feedback, you can reach us at any of the links in the link tree in the description. I'm just realizing how weird it is to be asking for death threats, even though we've done that like 5 or 6 times.
I just caught the death threat.
Yeah.
That's been like a running thing with us. I'm realizing now that, like, actually don't send them to my friends. That's a bad idea.
No, Bruce wants them.
I don't
Don't
look at my
harass people on
DMs
the
anywhere
internet.
anyway, so.
But with all that said, again, we will see you next week for another exciting episode. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope you have a great rest of your night. And take care.